If you want to make your own sound effects, you can use Audacity, which is an amazing open source cross-platform audio editing and recording software. So you can download Audacity yourself. Here's what it looks like when you run it. It's got a lot of features, and it might be a little bit hard to learn if you want to do complicated things. But for simple things, it's actually quite easy. So I'm going to make sure, okay, so my microphone is set to my external mic, and then you can just record. So here, let me record. All right, so I'm recording like little sound effects here. Okay, so that sounds okay. So I have this tool right here, the selection tool. So I'm going to click there, and I'm going to select all this, and I'm going to cut it. And I'm going to select all this, and I'm going to cut it. I think I'd like to zoom in, maybe. Oh, that's the playback speed. Okay, so let's listen to it again. So that sounds like a pretty good bouncing effect, I think. You can zoom in here. I wanna crop it really tightly because I want, as soon as I bounce, I want the sound effect to start. So I'm gonna select and hit the delete key, select and hit the delete key. So now we've got a sound that's very, very tightly cropped. Maybe I wanted a longer tail there, but that's okay. So we're going to go to File. You can only save a project. Instead of that, I'm going to export the sound itself, and I'm going to export as a WAV file. And I'm going to call it pop. And I'm going to save it to, I think my downloads folder seems best. I'm already in my downloads folder. Okay. So I'm going to overwrite my old pop file. Okay, so this is now saved your sound effect. So now, just like any of your other resources, you have to find the WAV file wherever you saved it to. So I saved it to download, so here it is. I'm going to copy it, click here, paste it. So now I've got here pop.wav inside my project. And to play it, you do the same thing that you did for your background song. So you make a new audio player just for the pop effect. So I'm going to call it bounce effect. Or I'm going to call it bounce sound. Seems like a nice name. And then down here, this is where this is where I'm loading the background music. So I'm going to load my bounce sound here as well. Loader.load file, pop.wav. Only I don't want to play the pop sound right away because remember, this runs at the very beginning. I only want to play the pop sound whenever I bounce. So let's go find out where I'm bouncing. Looks like in my if statement here. So I'm going to say bounce sound.play here and here, and let's see what it sounds like. Okay, let's run it. Okay, well that seemed pretty good. It clearly popped once, but then it didn't pop again. So you have to actually reset it after it's played. But I don't want to reset it here. If I rewound it right here, I think we can test it, but I think it's just going to rewind immediately without getting a chance to finish playing. Let's test it. Oh, maybe that's okay. Okay, never mind. I take it all back. Okay, so now I'm thinking I want to change all the volumes because it sounds like the background music is too loud relative to my sound effect. So you can do that by changing the gain. Here I've commented out a line that's about shifting the gain. Let's not shift it. Let's just set the gain. So I'm going to set the gain to be smaller than it is. So I'm going to shift it down by 10. Let's see how that sounds. Sounds definitely quieter. Not too bad. So, hopefully that was helpful, and you don't have to record your own sound effects with your own mouth if you don't want to. Of course, you can download sound effects from the internet or get them from any other source that you want. But hopefully now you see how you can incorporate them in your game.